My name is Nicole Brennan, and I learned early that being the quiet one means being the invisible one. I was the middle child. My older brother Connor was the star, athletic, charismatic, everyone's favorite. My younger sister Lily was the baby, sweet, charming, perpetually in need of protection. I was just there. The one who got decent grades. The one who didn't cause problems. The one who could be counted on but never celebrated. Nicole's so independent, Mom would say, making it sound like a compliment when it really meant we don't need to pay attention to her. When Connor wanted to go to an expensive private college, Mom and Dad remortgaged the house. $180,000 in student loans for Connor, who partied his way to a 2.7 GPA and a degree in communications he never used. When Lily wanted to study dance in New York, they took out a second mortgage. $94,000 for 2 years at a prestigious conservatory before she decided dance wasn't her calling and came home. When I graduated high school with a 4.0 and a full scholarship to a state university, they threw me a dinner at Applebee's. "We're so proud you got that scholarship," Dad said. "Takes the pressure off us financially." I worked 3 jobs through college. I graduated with a degree in accounting and a job offer at a Big 4 firm starting at $63,000. By 25, I was making $95,000. By 28, I'd moved to a better firm and was pulling in $140,000 as a senior auditor. I was also a CPA, which meant I understood money. How it works. How it moves. How people manipulate it. And I understood, very clearly, that my family was financially drowning. It started when I was 24. Mom called, crying. "Nicole, honey, we're going to lose the house. We can't make the mortgage payment. We're 3 months behind." "What happened?" "Your father's hours got cut. And with Connor's loans coming due, and Lily's conservatory costs, we just can't keep up." "How much do you need?" $8,700. That's 3 months of payments plus late fees. I sent $9,000. Every dollar I'd saved in the past year. "We'll pay you back," Mom promised. "As soon as we get ahead." They never got ahead. A month later, Connor called. "And I need help. My car broke down. I need $3,200 for repairs. I can't get to work without a car." Connor's work was a part-time gig at a sporting goods store where he made $14 an hour. He was 29 years old. I sent $3,500. Then Lily needed dental work. $4,800. Insurance won't cover it. Then Dad's truck needed new tires. $890. Then Connor's apartment deposit. $2,400. Then Mom's credit card payment. $1,600. Then Lily's student loans. $580 monthly. Within a year, I was sending money constantly. $2,000 here. $5,000 there. Month after month, year after year. I kept meticulous records. Dates, amounts, purposes, promises to repay. Spreadsheets that grew longer every month. By the time I was 29, I'd sent them $347,000 over 5 years. Let me break that down. Asterisk mortgage payments, $127,000, covering gaps when they couldn't make it. Asterisk Connor's car payments, insurance, repairs, $38,000. Asterisk Lily's student loans and living expenses, $52,000. Asterisk Dad's truck and Mom's car, $31,000. Asterisk Connor's failed business ventures, $47,000. Asterisk emergency expenses, medical, home repairs, etc. $52,000. $347,000. While I lived in a studio apartment. While I drove a 10-year-old Honda. While I packed my lunch and never took vacations. Because family comes first, right? But here's what made it unbearable: they never acknowledged it. Not once in 5 years did anyone say thank you. Not once did anyone recognize that I was the only reason they hadn't lost the house, hadn't had cars repossessed, hadn't completely collapsed financially. Instead, at every family gathering, the narrative was clear: Nicole doesn't contribute. Nicole is too focused on her career. Nicole doesn't think about family. When are you going to settle down? Mom would ask. Stop being so obsessed with work. Nicole's always been selfish with her time, Connor would add. Too busy for family. Selfish. That word followed me everywhere. Meanwhile, I was funding everyone's life. What made everything exponentially worse was what I discovered 6 months ago. I was refinancing my student loans. Yes, I still had student loans despite my scholarship, because I'd had to take out loans for living expenses when I was working 3 jobs and sending money home. The loan officer frowned at his screen. Ms. Brennan, I'm seeing some credit issues here. What kind of issues? You have 3 outstanding personal loans totaling $142,000. 2 are in default status. This is significantly impacting your credit score. My blood went cold. I don't have any personal loans. According to this, you took out a $47,000 loan from First National in 2021, a $58,000 loan from Community Bank in 2022, and a $37,000 loan from Regional Trust in 2023. I never took out those loans. The loan officer's expression became grave. Then you need to file a fraud report immediately. This is identity theft. I left his office shaking. I hired a forensic accountant, the best in the city, a woman named Dr. Margaret Chen who specialized in financial fraud. I paid her $8,000 to investigate. 3 weeks later, she called me into her office. Nicole, I need you to sit down. I sat. She slid a folder across her desk. Your family has been committing systematic identity theft against you for 3 years. The room spun. The 3 loans, $142,000 total, were taken out using your social security number and forged signatures. I've compared the signatures to your actual signature and to handwriting samples from your family members. She pulled out documents. Side-by-side comparisons. The $47,000 loan application from 2021? That signature matches your brother Connor's handwriting. The $58,000 loan from 2022? Your mother's handwriting. The $37,000 loan from 2023? Your father's. I couldn't breathe. They used your excellent credit score to secure loans they couldn't get on their own. They've been making minimum payments to keep you from noticing, but the balances have been accumulating interest. You're now liable for $142,000 in fraudulent debt. Can I prove it wasn't me? Absolutely. I have forensic evidence. But Nicole, you need to understand something. Proving it means pressing charges. This is criminal fraud. Your family members could face prison time. They are my family. They are criminals who happen to be your family. And they've stolen from you twice. Once by taking the $347,000 in direct support, which could be argued as gifts. And again by committing identity theft for $142,000, which is definitively illegal. I sat in her office for an hour, staring at the evidence. What should I do? Document everything. I've already compiled a comprehensive report showing both the direct support and the fraudulent loans. Then you decide, do you file criminal charges, or do you use the evidence as leverage to stop the exploitation? What do you recommend? Dr. Chen looked at me seriously. I recommend you protect yourself. These people have stolen nearly $500,000 from you. They'll do it again if you don't stop them. I took the folder home. I read every page. Every transaction. Every forged signature. Every lie. And I made a plan. Dad's 60th birthday party was last weekend. Connor and his wife Melissa hosted it at their house, the house they'd bought with a down payment I'd provided, $32,000 that I'd been told was for Dad's medical expenses. 70 people. Catered food. Open bar. A DJ. Connor had clearly spared no expense. I arrived alone, as always. No boyfriend, no partner. I was too busy working and funding everyone else's lives to have time for my own. Mom hugged me quickly. Nicole, you made it. Can you believe Connor put this together? He's so thoughtful. So thoughtful. With money he'd stolen from me. The party was in full swing. Extended family, family friends, Dad's co-workers. Everyone was having a great time. Connor stood at the front of the room, holding a microphone. I want to thank everyone for coming to celebrate our amazing father. Dad, you've taught us so much about family, about responsibility, about being there for each other. Everyone applauded. I especially want to thank my parents for always being there for me and Lily. for supporting our dreams, for helping us through tough times, for being the kind of parents who sacrifice everything for their kids. More applause. And I want to acknowledge Mom and Dad for doing all of this despite their financial struggles. They've always put family first, even when it wasn't easy. I felt my jaw tighten. Some people understand what family means, Connor continued, his eyes scanning the room. Some people get it. They show up. They contribute. They think about others instead of just themselves. His eyes landed on me. And some people don't. The room went silent. Some people are too focused on their careers. Too busy making money to remember what matters. Too selfish to think about family. I stood very still. Mom looked uncomfortable. Dad was nodding along. Lily was staring at her drink. I'm not naming names, Connor said with false lightness. But we all know who I'm talking about. The person who shows up to family events but never contributes. Who never offers to help when we're struggling. Who just isn't there when it counts. Several people glanced at me. You don't contribute anything to this family, Connor announced directly to me now. You're successful, you're making good money, you have a great career. But what do you do with it? Nothing. Nothing for family. Nothing for the people who raised you. A few people murmured agreement. My aunt nodded. That is disappointing. My uncle looked at me with pity. Career isn't everything, Nicole. Connor was warming to his theme. Dad, Mom, Lily, we've all been there for each other. We've sacrificed. We've helped. We've shown up. But Nicole? She's just focused on herself. The room was watching me now. Waiting for my response. Expecting me to apologize or defend myself or leave in shame. I stood quietly for a long moment. Then I pulled out my phone and sent a text message, now. The front door opened. Dr. Margaret Chen walked in, carrying her briefcase. She was dressed in a professional suit, her credentials visible on a lanyard around her neck. Who's that? Connor asked, confused. That, I said calmly, is Dr. Margaret Chen. She's a forensic accountant specializing in financial fraud. I hired her to audit my relationship with this family. The room went very quiet. I walked to the front and took the microphone from Connor's hand. He was too confused to resist. Connor just said I don't contribute anything to this family, I said, my voice steady. I think everyone here should know the truth before they agree with him. I gestured to Dr. Chen. Dr. Chen, could you please present your findings? Margaret opened her folder at the front of the room. She was completely professional, utterly calm. I've conducted a comprehensive audit of financial transactions between Nicole Brennan and her family over the past 5 years, she began. The results are as follows. She clicked a remote. A screen behind her lit up with a PowerPoint presentation. The first slide showed one number, $347,000. Nicole has provided $347,000 in direct financial support to her family over 5 years. This breaks down as follows. The next slide showed the breakdown. Asterisk mortgage payments, $127,000. Asterisk Connor Brennan's expenses, car, insurance, business ventures $85,000. Asterisk Lily Brennan's expenses, loans, living costs $52,000. Asterisk vehicle purchases and repairs, $31,000. Asterisk emergency expenses, $52,000. Connor's face had gone white. Melissa was staring at him. Mom had her hand over her mouth. In addition, Dr. Chen continued, Nicole's family members have committed identity theft against her, taking out loans in her name without her knowledge or consent. The next slide showed copies of the loan applications. The forged signatures highlighted. 3 loans totaling $142,000 were obtained fraudulently using Nicole's identity. Forensic analysis shows. Asterisk loan number 1, $47,000 signature matches Connor Brennan's handwriting. Asterisk loan number 2, $58,000 signature matches Patricia Brennan's handwriting. Asterisk loan number 3, $37,000 signature matches Robert Brennan's handwriting. This constitutes criminal fraud under federal and state law. The whole room fell silent. You could hear the DJ's music still playing faintly in the background. Someone's phone buzzing. Nothing else. Dad stood up slowly. This is ridiculous. Nicole, what is this? This is documentation, I said calmly. Of every dollar I've sent you. Of every loan I've covered. Of every expense I've paid while you've told everyone I don't contribute anything. We didn't ask for all that money, Mom started. You asked for every penny. I have the text messages. The phone call logs. The emails. Every request. Every promise to pay me back. Every single one. Connor found his voice. The loans, I don't know what she's talking about. The $47,000 loan you took out in my name to fund your sports memorabilia businesses that failed in 6 months? That loan? The one where you forged my signature? I didn't. Dr. Chen held up the handwriting analysis. The forensic evidence is conclusive, Mr. Brennan. Your handwriting matches the signature on the loan application. This would hold up in criminal court. Melissa was crying now. Connor, what did you do? It was supposed to be temporary, Connor said desperately. I was going to pay it back. With what money? I asked. You don't have money, Connor. You've never had money. You've had my money. For 5 years, everything you've had has been funded by me. That's not fair. What's not fair is stealing $142,000 from me on top of the $347,000 I willingly gave you. What's not fair is calling me selfish while you're literally committing crimes against me. I turned to face the room. For 5 years, I've been the reason this family hasn't collapsed. I've paid the mortgage. I've bought the cars. I've covered Connor's failed businesses and Lily's loans and every emergency that's come up. And at every family gathering, you've all agreed that I'm selfish. That I don't contribute. That I'm too focused on my career. No one spoke. Well, now you know the truth. Every single dollar, documented. Every wire transfer, every check, every payment. All while I lived in a studio apartment and drove a decade-old car because I was too busy keeping you afloat. Nicole, sweetheart, Mom tried. And the identity theft. I continued. That's criminal. That's not just exploitation. That's fraud. Federal fraud. You could all go to prison. Dad's face had gone gray. You wouldn't I? Wouldn't I finally protect myself from the family that's been stealing from me? Why wouldn't I? The DJ had stopped playing. Everyone was staring. I came here today prepared to file criminal charges, I said. I have all the documentation. I have forensic evidence. I have Dr. Chen's expert testimony. I could destroy you all legally and financially. Please, Mom was crying now. But I'm going to give you a choice instead. The same choice you never gave me, the choice to walk away with dignity. I pulled out a document from Dr. Chen's briefcase. This is a financial separation agreement. You will acknowledge, in writing, every dollar you've taken from me. You will acknowledge the fraudulent loans. And you will agree to never contact me for money again, never access my credit, never use my name financially in any way. And if we refuse? Dad asked quietly. Then tomorrow morning, I file criminal charges. FBI gets involved for the identity theft. You'll be arrested. You'll lose everything. And you'll deserve it. That's blackmail, Connor started. No, that's consequence. Blackmail would be if I demanded money. I'm demanding nothing. I'm offering you a way to avoid prison in exchange for leaving me alone. I set the document on the table. You have 24 hours to sign it and return it to Dr. Chen's office. After that, the offer expires and I proceed with criminal prosecution. I picked up my purse. Oh, and Connor? The mortgage payment on this house is due in 2 weeks. $2,850. For the first time in 3 years, you'll actually have to pay it yourself. Good luck. I walked toward the door. Dr. Chen followed me, her briefcase in hand. Behind me, the party was in chaos. People shouting. Mom crying. Connor trying to explain. Melissa screaming at him. I got in my car, my paid-off, 10-year-old Honda that I'd driven for 5 years while funding everyone else's new vehicles, and I drove away. And I felt nothing but relief. The document was on Dr. Chen's desk by 9 a.m. the next morning. Signed by all 3 of them. Mom, Dad, Connor. Even Lily had signed as a witness, though she hadn't been directly involved in the fraud. They'd acknowledged everything. Every dollar. Every fraudulent loan. Every lie. And they'd agreed to never contact me again without my explicit permission. Dr. Chen called me. It's done. They signed. You're free. What happens now? Now you decide what to do about the fraudulent loans. You can still file criminal charges if you want. Or you can work with the banks to prove the fraud and have the debts discharged. No criminal charges. I just want out. Then I'll work with the banks. With this documentation and the forensic evidence, we can prove you weren't responsible for those loans. Your credit will be restored. Thank you, Margaret. Nicole? You did the right thing. People who love you don't steal $500,000 from you. The family implosion was immediate and complete. Within a week, word had spread through the entire extended family. Aunts, uncles, cousins, everyone knew what had happened. Some took my parents' side. Family should forgive family. Nicole is being vindictive. But most were horrified. They stole $489,000 from her? And called her selfish. My phone exploded with messages. Aunt Linda, Nicole, I had no idea. I'm so sorry for the things I said. Cousin Jake, your brother is a piece of shit. I can't believe he did that. Uncle Tom, your parents always acted like they were struggling. I gave them $5,000 last year for medical bills. Was that a lie too? I responded to the kind messages. I ignored the critical ones. Connor's life unraveled quickly. Melissa filed for divorce within 2 weeks. She discovered that their entire lifestyle, the house, the cars, everything, had been built on money stolen from me. I married a fraud, she told our cousin, who told me. Everything was a lie. Connor had to sell the house. Without my monthly support covering his expenses, he couldn't afford it. He moved back in with our parents. The irony wasn't lost on me. Lily called, crying. Nicole, I didn't know about the loans. I swear I didn't know. But you knew about the money I was sending. I thought it was just helping. I didn't realize it was that much. I didn't realize they were telling everyone you weren't helping. Lily, you benefited from $52,000 of my money over 5 years. You knew I was paying your student loans. You knew I was covering your rent. You knew. I'm sorry. Sorry doesn't give me back 5 years of my life. Sorry doesn't give me back the house I could have bought, the vacations I didn't take, the life I could have had. What do you want me to do? I want you to take responsibility for your own life. Get a job. Pay your own bills. Stop expecting other people to fund you. I have a job now. I'm teaching dance at a studio. It doesn't pay much. Then get a second job. That's what I did. 2 jobs. 3 jobs. That's what adults do when they can't afford their lifestyle. She was crying harder. Are you ever going to forgive us? I don't know, Lily. Ask me in 5 years. Maybe by then I'll have recovered financially and emotionally from what you all did to me. Mom tried to call once. I didn't answer. She left a voicemail. Nicole, please. We made mistakes. Terrible mistakes. But we're your family. We love you. Please don't cut us off forever. Your father's health is declining. Connor's life has fallen apart. We need you. I deleted it without responding. They needed me. They'd always needed me. But they'd never valued me. That was the problem. 3 months after Dad's birthday party, I bought my condo. A beautiful 2-bedroom with floor-to-ceiling windows and a view of the city. $420,000. I put down $150,000, more than a third in cash. I could afford it now. Without the constant financial drain, my savings had exploded. I also got promoted. Senior manager. $185,000 base salary plus bonuses. My portfolio had crossed $380,000. I was 30 years old. I owned property. I was financially secure. And I was finally free. The forensic accounting work resolved the fraudulent loans. The banks investigated, confirmed the fraud, and discharged the debts. My credit score was restored. I considered suing for the $347,000 in direct support, but Dr. Chen advised against it. You'd win eventually, but it would take years and cost you tens of thousands in legal fees. They've already signed the acknowledgement. Let that be enough. Move on with your life. She was right. 6 months after the confrontation, I ran into Lily at a coffee shop. She looked different. Thinner. Tired. But also, more grounded somehow. Nicole. Lily. Can we talk? Just 5 minutes. I almost said no. But something made me agree. We sat at a corner table. I got a second job, Lily said. I'm teaching dance 3 days a week and working at a bookstore 4 days a week. 60 hours a week total. I'm exhausted. Welcome to adulthood. I know I sound entitled. But Nicole, I'm learning. I'm paying my own bills for the first time in my life. My own rent, my own groceries, my own everything. And it's hard. It's been hard for me for 10 years. I know. And I never appreciated it. I never understood what you were sacrificing to help us. She pulled out her phone. Showed me her bank account. $847 in checking. $1,200 in savings. This is everything I have. I earned every dollar. For the first time in my life, I understand what it takes to survive on your own. Good for you. Genuinely. I'm not asking for forgiveness, Lily said. I don't deserve it. I'm just asking you to know that I see it now. I see what you did. What we took. What it cost you. Thank you for saying that. Connor's a mess. He's working at a warehouse making $16 an hour. Melissa took everything in the divorce. He's bitter and angry and blames you for his life falling apart. I didn't make his choices. I know. I told him that. We don't talk much anymore. She paused. Mom and Dad are struggling. Really struggling. Dad's health is bad. They're talking about bankruptcy. I felt nothing. No guilt. No concern. Just nothing. That's unfortunate. You really don't care anymore. Lily, I gave them 5 years of my life and nearly $500,000. I've earned the right not to care about their struggle. They certainly never cared about mine. That's fair. We sat in silence for a moment. Are you happy? Lily asked. Now that you're free of us. I thought about it honestly. I'm getting there. I'm not happy yet, there's too much hurt to process. But I'm free. And that's a start. I hope someday you can be happy. And I hope someday I can earn back even a small piece of your trust. Maybe. If you keep doing the work. If you keep taking responsibility. If you prove over years that you've actually changed. I will. I promise. She left. I stayed, drinking my coffee, thinking about forgiveness and family and freedom. 1 year after the confrontation, I'm sitting in my home office, the office in my beautiful condo that I bought with my own money, and I'm reviewing my finances. My portfolio has crossed $520,000. My salary with bonuses has put me over $230,000 annually. I'm debt-free. I'm building wealth. And I'm doing it without funding anyone else. Last week, I took my first real vacation in 10 years. 2 weeks in Italy. I stayed in nice hotels, ate at expensive restaurants, and didn't feel guilty once. Because I'd earned it. Every dollar. Every moment of peace. Dr. Chen and I have become friends. We have coffee once a month. How are you doing? She asked at our last meeting. Honestly, I'm good. Really good. Better than I've been in years. Any contact with your family? Lily and I text occasionally. She's still working hard, still supporting herself. She asks nothing from me. That's progress. What about your parents and Connor? Nothing. And I like it that way. Do you think you'll ever reconcile? Maybe with Lily. She's putting in the work. As for the others, I shrugged. They'd need to demonstrate years of actual change. Not just words. Actions. Accountability. Respect. I'm not holding my breath. You seem at peace with that. I am. I spent 5 years trying to earn their appreciation. Trying to be enough. Trying to make them see me. They never did. They never could. Because they didn't want to see me. They wanted to see an ATM. Margaret nodded. You know what impresses me most about your story? What? You didn't stay silent. So many people in your situation just accept the exploitation. They stay quiet, Keep giving, keep hoping things will change. You documented everything. You gathered evidence. You confronted them with facts. You protected yourself. I'm an accountant. Documentation is what I do. She laughed. Still, you're stronger than you think. Last month, I spoke at a conference for young financial professionals. Building wealth while managing family expectations. The room was packed. During the Q&A, a young woman asked, "What do you do when your family expects you to fund their lifestyle?" I thought about Dad's birthday party. About Connor's speech. About the moment everything changed. You document everything, I said. Every dollar, every request, every promise. Then you set boundaries. Not with words. Words are easy to ignore. With actions. You protect your accounts. You limit access. You say no. But what if they call you selfish? Let them. People who exploit you will always call you selfish when you stop letting them exploit you. That's not a reflection of your character. It's a reflection of theirs. The audience applauded. After my speech, several people approached me to share their own stories. Family members who drained their accounts. Parents who took out credit cards in their children's names. Siblings who borrowed and never repaid. "Thank you," one man said. "I've been sending my brother $2,000 a month for 3 years. After hearing your story, I'm going to stop." "Good," I said. "You deserve to build your own life." Tonight, I'm having dinner with Lily. Just the two of us. She asked if we could meet. "I want to tell you about something I'm working on. Not money," she added quickly. "Just my life. My progress." I agreed. I don't know if we'll ever have a full sister relationship again. Too much damage has been done. But maybe we can build something new. Something honest. Something based on mutual respect instead of financial exploitation. As for Connor, Mom, and Dad? I saw on social media that they've moved to a smaller house. Connor's working 2 jobs. Dad's retired on a small pension. They are surviving. Barely. But surviving. Without my money. Without my support. Without the safety net I provided for 5 years while they called me selfish. And I feel nothing. Not satisfaction. Not vindication. Just the quiet peace of knowing I chose myself. I'm Nicole Brennan. I'm 31 years old. I'm a senior manager at a top accounting firm making $230,000 annually. I own a beautiful condo. I have a portfolio worth over $500,000. And my brother once told me I don't contribute anything to the family. Then the $347,000 in wire transfer records appeared. And $142,000 in fraudulent loans. And the whole room fell silent. Because they finally learned the truth. I was never the selfish one. I was just the one who finally learned to say no.